Hey, you guys, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well tonight. I'm going to try to keep this short because I know Coffee with Karen this morning was quite long. So if I have anybody who likes to listen to me, you had a long one this morning. But I really want to drive home a little bit of what I talked about this morning. So if you missed it, I hope you catch it at some point. It's really worth listening to the whole thing. I just listened to it myself because I'd literally forgotten what I had talked about. And I found it very helpful for me to remind myself what I talked about. I know that sounds goofy, but you know, I just really did. Because it's not coming from me. It's coming from spirit, right? I was just reminded of the messaging, which I think is really good. So the month of February, I can tell, is that I have my book down here. That's why I got my head down. My bullet journal. So I've already got the first week of February filled out. I don't know how I'm going to have space for the rest of the month, but as Lee Harris energy is, he has 8 energies for the month that could be expecting. The one I talked about this morning was the rise of conscious anger, okay, which is not a surprise. The rise of conscious anger. There's 2 others that will kind of go along with this is feminine energy healing and WTF energy is happening on the planet, which I think is hilarious. He said WTF energy is happening on the planet. So we need to, whether we want to or not, we need to deal with the anger that's rising in us, however it's rising in you. It's all going to rise differently in everybody. If we don't deal with that anger and let it dissolve, then we push the timeline of the things we want to have happen: peace, happiness, joy, community, all that stuff. Like treatment of humanity in general, just like love for humanity, not just love for the self or for the one country or whatever. We really need to dissolve individually things that are going on in us, things that are bubbling to the surface. The longer we wait to dissolve it, the longer it pushes the timeline. That's what I'm understanding. So this is just what I'm playing with, and I want to do my part. And so I'm going to keep bringing this to the forefront for us this month, all right? Which is really interesting. I did my shuffling of my card deck. I have 46 oracle decks. I have them on a card, one on each card. This is the the deck they wanted me to use tonight, which is amazing because it's feminine energy healing. Okay, go listen to Lee Harris Energy. That's the name of his channel. February update. Very, very helpful. So this morning, I'm just going to pull a few cards today to give you some things to think about to help continue the work in dissolving the anger that's going to be coming up collectively this month. And we've been kind of irritated a lot. I mean, more than irritated the last couple months, right? So what I have so far in my February is trust your guides always. Okay. That's my first note to myself. Deal with what is bubbling up, or we delay the universe in shifting the timeline. That's what I wrote down for myself. Why is 45 causing us so much anger? Feel the anger, let it dissolve. Why am I so triggered by this? And then Rumi, I pulled a card this morning from my deck, Rumi deck. Your life is meant to confront everything that holds you captive. Okay? So we need to be, the universe is saying, hey, it is time to deal with this stuff and get it out, get it up, get it out, and move on. And I think the universe will take care of 45 once we do that. But we got to do it. We cannot sit in anger. That's what everybody talks about when they talk about love and light. Stay in love and light. That's what people are talking about when they say that. Don't sit in anger, right? But there are lots of us who get triggered. I do. Every 5 seconds if you turn on anything. He can trigger us so much, and there's a reason for that. He is on earth to trigger us so that we stop getting triggered. We bring up what's being triggered and dissolve it. So let's do it. Let's do it, you guys. Let's do the work. All right. Okay, so I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides and guardians, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel so it's only of the light. Amen. So you guys, talking to my spirit guides, this is the deck I'm using. It's not surprising. I was not disappointed to pull out this deck. I love it. I love all the decks, actually, right? They're so much fun to get some information. Can you guys please give us as many cards as you want us to have in terms of what messages do you want anyone who is listening to this video now and in the future to help dissipate anger that is bubbling up in us individually? What message would be helpful tonight to help us continue doing that work? To help us understand why we're so triggered, especially by 45, F45, Felon 45. Okay. Interesting. I'm not 100% sure about that. I will ask. I'm just going to pull a couple cards. That one makes more sense to me. There's a couple sticking out. Oh. All right. There's a couple sticking out to me, and I'm just going to confirm. I've got 5. This is where I'm going to pull the SGs out. All right. If you're not sure what I'm doing here, I do have a Start Here playlist on the channel where I explain a lot of the intro stuff, and it just helps me to not have to introduce it all the time. So... okay, so I'm talking to my guides. So can you guys, is there any of these cards here, these 5 in front of me, are any of them the messages you would like us to have for tonight? Yes. Okay. Let's go through, this is card number 1, so we'll go through. Do you want it to be card number 1? Okay, that's yes. Card number 2. Yes. Card number 3. Okay, that was the first one I pulled, and that was the one I wasn't quite sure about. Okay, no. Card number 4. Okay, that's a wide swing. Card number 5. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and 4. Okay. All right, so we've got 3 cards to go over. 1, 2, and 4. Okay. All right, I'm gonna, let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull them actually in the order that I pulled them. I'm gonna show you the order that I pulled them. Okay, somebody gave a nice suggestion that if I hide my face, that this would be able to focus right away. So hopefully it does. It's hard for me to see it though. Okay. It's hard for me to know. Okay, there you go. What do you see? Again, messaging on how to help us with the anger that we're feeling, not starting to, but, and you know, it could be anger in your personal life too, not just with what's going on nationally or globally or whatever. Okay. Personal power. I encourage you to be the master of your destiny. Okay. It's a really clear message. Personal power. So we'll read, let's read a little bit about that now. Personal power. It's pretty self-explanatory, right? We need to, I think many of us, I know I do. I've given away my personal power so much in my life that it's like finally standing in my truth. You can see it when it happens to me on this channel. If you've been around the channel for a while, I'm kind of demonstrating when I'm in my power, when I lose my personal power. You can see it. I'm being very honest about my journey here, my spiritual journey. So, okay. Personal power. I encourage you to be the master of your destiny. I am the medicine woman of personal power, and I release all memories of submission. Interesting. My gift is woman's great power, which is located in her belly, where the seeds of the great sacred dream are nested and where her children come to life. In women's hearts burns the sacred fire, which they need to promote their talents and knowledge. I am she who gives you the courage and boldness to live the life you truly want, not the life others expect you to lead. With me at your side, you will awaken your potential for growth, to unfurl your creative energy. You are the master of your destiny. So this is a message, at least this is what I'm getting out of this, is releasing all memories of submission is really the first, that's, see if any of the stuff that's happening, that's triggering you right now, is coming from any place of that, of always submitting to what other people want from you and never feeling 100% in your personal power. Because it starts with our parents. We've always kind of done what our parents wanted us to do. We never wanted to disappoint them. It just depends. Not everybody has that experience, but maybe people who are listening to this tonight do. I know I certainly do. Okay, especially feelers and paths, we definitely experience that for the most part. Okay, so one area to focus on would be really good. The next one is, this is the image. You pick up anything there? How does that make you feel? Healing. I support you on your path of healing. Awesome. We need it. How are we supposed to heal so fast? It's a lot of healing. This is a lot of healing we've been expected to do. They're like, just get it done, get her done. And I know we all are coming with so many different life experiences. Some have been way harder than others. And so the healing process, right? But boy, are we being pushed right now. The time is moving so fast and the triggers are so frequent that we are expected to heal, to get into our personal power, I think. Faster and faster and faster. Okay, so I support you on the path of healing. Trying to see if it's gonna. Is it focusing? There we go. I am the healer, she who protects midwives, wise women, and herbalists. I have inherited the magical knowledge of the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Call me for a smooth birthing or to help someone cross the threshold towards death, the threshold towards death. My deepest wish is to give all my support. My medicine heals the wounds of the soul and banishes negative energies from the body. The art of potions, elixirs, and medicine plants holds no secret for me. I dry, I cut, I grind, I sing. Trust in me, I am a powerful medicine woman, a witch. The time for healing has come. In the cycle of transformation, you are about to cross the threshold. What must you let die? From which tragedy must you free yourself? We come to this earth with a transgenerational heritage that we are here to transmute. It is time to heal the wound of your soul to find its treasure, its pearl. Sorceress of modern times, you have in you both the poison and the antidote, your great power. The medicine woman of healing invites you to find your own medicine, explore medicine plants, crystals, dancing, singing, shamanic practices. Say yes to your gifts. Okay, these are really helpful. All right, last one. What do you see? How does it feel? Any messages in the image? The moon. Lady Moon gives you the keys to mystery, the other feminine power. Lady Moon. The moon. Yeah, Lady Moon gives you the keys to mystery. Okay. Let's see, 34. I think this is going to be a theme for the month, you guys, because I just think it needs to be. If we want to keep working on this, we want to stay focused, right? Because I have a tendency to like come up with a gazillion themes all month, you know? Okay. Whoops, sorry, 34. I had 24. 34. Isn't this deck amazing? Oh, the colors. And the book is colored too. It's in color. It's awesome. Okay. So, the moon. Lady Moon gives you the keys to mystery, the other feminine power. I expand, I wax and wane, I influence the tides, women's cycles and births. I am the moon goddess Selene, and I was worshipped long ago. Can you feel how close we are? An ancestral story plays itself out because between women and the moon. In ancient traditions, priestesses worshipped Selene in connection with the creative and fertile power of Lady Moon. Our feminine cycle, synchronizing with the cycle of the moon and tides, reminds us of our deeply mysterious connection. Birds are governed by the moon. Seemingly softer moonlight lights the worlds of shadow, instinct, and the unconscious. The moon is the seat of women's fertile power. In the night, its gentle and benevolent power opens the door to dreams, another reality. Guidance. The moon is a powerful ally for your psyche and fertile power. The moon reminds you of its presence by your side. Perhaps you have forgotten your lunar, poetic, and sorceress self. Like the moon, you fluctuate in the ebb and flow of your inner life. Like the moon, you fluctuate in the ebb and flow of your inner life, curious of the secrets hidden in the shadows and deeps. You may feel an irrational desire for another reality of fairyland and spells. Call upon the moon for all of your projects. The new moon, a protective mother, acts like a charm to bring you abundance and respond favorably to your wishes. The full moon takes you into the depths of your true nature. So maybe this is a message for us this month, that as we are working on releasing anger that's triggering us, dissolving that, paying attention to the conscious I'm turning my page so I can see what Lee said was going to be. The rise of conscious anger, being aware of the rise of conscious anger, watching it, sending love to it, and then dealing with our own anger, right? The moon is a resource for that. That's amazing. Okay, so if we do the healing, use the moon as a resource, we've got some healing, and we've got to start stepping into our personal power. That's where we're going. That's amazing. It feels good, right? There we go. All right, well, hopefully this was helpful. I'll come up with different ideas throughout the month to kind of bring us back to this energy that's coming up in so many of us, to keep us focused on dealing within, because that's how we're going to help the collective. That is how we're going to help the collective. And I heard you wanted me to wear white again. I said I was going to keep wearing white, and I got my I got the flashlight out. Whoa. All right, shining the lights. Keep the light shining. You know how you shine your light, though? You deal with the stuff that's coming up. You got to deal with it, acknowledge it, scream at it, get angry at it, cry about it, do whatever you need to do, and hope that it work on dissipating it. You got to work on dissipating it, especially as it comes to the collective, because that is how we're going. We're watching a bunch of malarkey. Who says that? A bunch of malarkey right now, and it's triggering us big time. And so we need to, in order to heal, we need to step into our personal power. We are not powerless to this. And that's probably what the universe is trying to teach us right now. We are not powerless. So let's stop acting like it, And by staying in anger, we're just like, ah! We're not powerless. Nope. We do not have to put up with it. We do not have to accept it. But we don't have to be angry either, And that's where the light comes in, staying in the light. So, okay. Well, have an amazing one. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow for coffee. Have a good one. Bye-bye.